Hey guys, welcome to this video. Martin speaking, and this is going to be another possibly controversial video. So the Warhammer 9th edition rumours video, I said what I said, and there was a resounding amount of responses and views. It's gone crazy. So the majority of people seem to agree with me. So this one's been on my mind for a while, but I wanted to wait till the Necron Codex had come out, give it a week to sort of settle down, and then I thought I want to put this video up. So 7th edition's now balanced. Yes, I think it is. And as stated in any other video, and anybody who's been subscribed to me for a while and watched a lot of my videos knows that I say what I think. I don't say what people want to hear. I tell it as I think it is, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. It's your own choice to make. I do think 7th edition is now balanced. I think all the codexes have come out now, so that's everything that we've got. Fine, there are some more supplements. There's rumours that Chaos are getting a new, not necessarily a new codex, but some more updates to them, etc, etc. And as always, a new codex has dropped out, which is the Necron one, last week, the week before, and the world's gone crazy. Everybody's selling the Necron armies. Oh no, we've lost Iron Shackle Scarabs. Oh no, we've lost Tesla shots. We've lost this, that and the other. So what? So what? Every codex that has been brought out into 7th edition has not nerfed any army. It's just took away the overpower that the army had before. Some people will jump on the Matt Ward bandwagon and say, oh, well, he killed them all. I find it hard to disagree with it. There was a lot of really, really bad rules that made it far too easy for players to use. And now with every codex that's come out, people have complained about them. And then 3 months after the codex has come out, people are saying, oh, actually, no, it's not too bad. Just calm down. That's all you've got to do, guys. If you've got a huge big Necron army and you've invested all this time and money, to what people kept saying on my fantasy videos, oh, people have invested a lot of their time and a lot of their money, and Games Workshop are shafting them with it. They're not. They're making it more fun for the people who want to play against you. There was never anything fun about the fact that if you snapshotted at a flyer with Tesla weapons and you got the 6 you needed to hit, all of a sudden that turns into 3 hits. So naturally they've got rid of that. Reanimation protocol, I think, is now a better rule. Okay, it's not as easy to make it a 4-up, but your army gets to stand back up. Even if I wipe out the whole unit, you're getting the chance to stand back up before the end of the phase. You do it there and then. Yes, it's a little bit like a feel no pain save, but it's a lot better because it doesn't get negated by instant death. You just get the rule. Iron Shackle Scarabs, well, yeah, they just had to go. They were so grossly overpowered, it was unfair. And all that's happened with the Necron Codex is the same as what happened with the Grey Knights Codex, same as what happened with the Blood Angels Codex, same that happened with the Tyrannid Codex. All those things that people have moaned about that have been taken away tends to be the people who only put them in there because that was their way of winning games. Now, if all you can do is put really overpowered units in to win a game, then you're missing the rest of your codex. There are some diamonds in every codex that you've got to find new ways of doing it. Embrace the change. Things change in life. Stop living in the past. Get on with the new stuff and find those units that work. I'm a Dark Eldar player. The new Dark Eldar Codex came out. I read through it and I was upset. The next morning, I woke up. I was like, right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's just see what does work. The reason I was upset is I had Duke Sliskus and I ran a very fast-moving pirate-based army with Duke Sliskus. Duke Sliskus is no more. So straight away I lost my HQ, which meant I only got to roll once on combat drugs and things like that. Second of all, blade veins with Reaver jet bikes. I was sort of like, oh no, they're rubbish now. And then I actually really properly read them and thought, oh no, they're better. So I built a new army based around bikes, and I made a blade veining army, which just is so strong if I get the charge. If I don't get the charge, then no. But that's Dark Eldar. They're a glass hammer. You either do what you need to do successfully. If you don't get a chance to do it, you are going to be killed. And every army has its balancing point. So Necrons, we know that they're not particularly good in close combat, so they need lots of shooty attacks. So we throw them in. Wraiths have got better. They're toughness 5 now. How hard are Wraiths to kill? So you're going to see lots of them on the table. Blood Angels, people moaned, oh, well, we've lost Assaulters troops. Well, welcome to Space Marines. It's as simple as that. Stop moaning about what you haven't got and work with what you have got. And I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. In fact, no, I'm not sorry if I'm offending anybody. Because anybody that is offended by a change of a set of rules needs to take a look in the mirror and realise that they're playing a game with toy soldiers. That's what we play, guys. And I say I'm not going to apologise for offending people, because we need to grow up at some point and say, well, actually, yeah, it is a game. Okay, so I've lost this power, but I've gained this power. I've lost this ability, but I've gained this ability. Oh, that doesn't do what it used to do. But this whole unit is so much cheaper in points that now I can get more of them into it. You look at flayed ones. Flayed ones are fantastic now for Necrons. Start using them. Games Workshop obviously are looking at the units that they didn't sell many boxes of, and they've made the rules better for them. Mandrakes are now a viable, well, a more than viable option to take in a Dark Eldar army. They never have been before. It's things like that. It's to stop people just being that guy players that win at all cost players, the overpowered cheese lists. You can still write some nasty combinations with any single one of those codexes. But the benefit is now when you go to play against somebody, you don't know what you're going to go up against, because everybody's using different kind of lists. And yes, there are still overpowered armies. You look at demons, if you write a Tzeentch list, you're getting all that warp charge. It's still dealable with. You can still deal with anything. You've just got to have a strong strategy, and you've got to know your enemy. You've got to know what your opponent is all about. And if you don't know that, you can't expect to just go in and win games. It's a learning curve. Everything about this game is. And again, it's that word embrace. Embrace the change and roll with it. It makes it more fun. There's nothing fun about going in against an army that you know you can't beat. Now you might do. Now the next thing is people will turn around and say, oh, well, Tau and Eldar are still overpowered. I don't get that. I don't get why Tau are deemed as overpowered. All they've got is a gun line to shoot with. I've played, I would say, 25% of my games, tournament games, have ended up being against Tau players. So I don't know these players, and they bring strong lists. And I've won probably 80% of the games I've played against Tau, because I know how to deal with them. You look at what's on the table in front of you, and it's always a different list. It might be a Farsight bomb, it might be very Pathfinder heavy, it might be 3 Riptides. If I bring 3 Riptides, I'll deal with them, because if I don't deal with them, then I'm going to lose the game. And you look at the game that's in front of you every single time. It could be a Tyrannid list with like 3 Hive Tyrants, because it's got the formation with the it's not the Endless Swarm one, it's the flying formation. I forget what it's called now. Sky Slasher Swarm. I really can't remember what it's called. And it's really difficult to deal with, because it's lots of flying monstrous creatures. But you can deal with it. It is beatable, because everything is beatable. Tau, I don't think, are an overpowered army. Other than shooting weapons, they've not got much to deal with. So you think about how you do it. You strategically play against them. Eldar, I would argue that yes, Eldar is possibly potentially the most powerful codex in 7th edition. But it's not simple. Yeah, it's easy to just do Wave Serpent spam, and Wave Serpent's a bit harder. But now that you've got to Jink and your Snapshot, you just force them into Jinking. They're a lot more beatable if they're Jinking. And Wraiths inside with D-sides, yeah, they're harder to deal with. But again, it is counterable. I play a Wraith Eldar army. Don't use it very often. I've only got 1 Wave Serpent. But it's a full Yandan Wraith list. And yeah, it's a really hard, it's a really powerful army, but it's been beaten more than it's won. Because if you don't know how to play Eldar, then just taking powerful units doesn't win you a game. You've got to understand your codex, understand the strengths of each unit in your codex. So if you're going to take a powerful unit, you now have to know how to use it. It's not a simple case of saying, oh, here's my Transcendent Catan, I'm going to put that on the table, and you're not really going to do anything against it. Because guess what? Transcendent Catan's no longer Lord of Wars, they're now heavy supports, which means that they're not gargantuan creatures, so you can still now shoot it with poison and it wounds on a 4 rather than on a 6. It's toughness 7 rather than toughness 9, so it's much more killable. It's more balanced. So I want people, well, I don't want people, because those that do it will have switched off by now probably, but rather than crying about what you've lost and crying about just being able to win, then actually you're forced into playing a game, which is kind of what this hobby is about. It's a game, and the games have become a lot more fun with all the balance that's being brought into the codex. Codices, codexes, however you pronounce that one. So I'm going to wrap it up there, because I could carry on like I did with the last one for half an hour rambling about it and what have you. Again, I've probably upset some people saying it, and you know what? It's not that I'm past caring. I care about every single one of my subscribers, and I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to me. But I don't want to be bowing down to people just for the sake of views and subscriptions. That's not what I'm about. I get sick of seeing people putting overpowered lists down that are no fun to play against. A Revenant Titan stood behind the Bastion or on a Sky Shield landing pad with an avatar on a quad gun and things like that. It just, that's not playing for fun. That's just playing to win. And I don't like playing against that kind of person. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me, or as in the last one with the Warhammer, if you don't agree with me, then tell me. You'll notice I reply to both comments. I don't ignore the negative comments. And sometimes those negative comments, I think, actually, yeah, you've got a point there. I'm not always right. This is my opinion. So leave it with that, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.